Hi Stampers, it's Madeline from Stampin' with Madeline, that's stampinup.net, and today we're going to be using my absolute favorite stamp set of all time right now to make this beautiful card. So this is a thank you card that I just love, and I really love it because you basically make your own designer series paper in the back. Just look how beautiful that is. So all of this can be made with this amazing stamp set called Paisleys and Posies, and this has everything you need to make a beautiful card, and I've become obsessed with it. If you follow me on Pinterest, I'm Miss Madeline, it's all one word. I have a little Labradoodle dog as my profile picture. She's my Bella, and I have been pinning so many cards using this set. It's unbelievable the things that you can do with this set. People are so creative, and you can really gain some of those creative juices and make your own spin on the things that you find on Pinterest. I just love it. Love Pinterest and love this set. Alright, so let's get started. So to make this card, this is very easy. I'm actually going to be using this at my first Stamp 10 club. All you'll need is the base of the card. So this is in Very Vanilla, which is the matching color for the DSP for this Paisleys and Posies. So you can buy the DSP, which I did. It's 12 by 12, and it tells you what color cardstock it'll go with. So Very Vanilla is one of them. So you'll want your card base. I forgot 5.5 by 4.25. Once you fold it, but what you want to measure is 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, and then you'll want a strip of rich Razzleberry, which is another color that matches with this DSP. It comes if you order it. So this is 5.5 by 1.5. So this will go, as you can see, it covers up the whole front of the card width wise. And then you just want another piece of Very Vanilla to match your base, and this was 1 inch by 2.5. So it's a very nice basic card where you don't need a lot of materials to make it. Alright, so let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is you want to do your own designer series paper background. So we're going to take our card that's already scored, and you only need the front. So you really don't need to fold it yet unless you want to. I'm going to fold it just so I can see where it ends so that I'm not stamping over the edge. Okay. And also, a recommendation is I would put a piece of scrap paper on the other side, so that way you don't want to stamp over. So like on this card, I did get a little bit on the other side. You don't want to do that. So just putting a piece of scrap paper, that way you can get some that are over, but they won't look like they're over. So what we're going to do is you're going to be using tons of different ink pads for this. So I'm going to get a few of my blocks ready. Okay, so the stamps I'm going to be using today, or stamp colors I'm going to be using today, are Delightful Dijon, Dapper Denim, Melon Mambo, and one of my favorite colors, Rich Razzleberry. So those are going to be the colors that we're going to do for our base, as you can see on here. We're also going to use the Dapper Denim to do our sentiment here. Okay, so let's get started. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Dapper Denim, and I'm going to do one of the bigger stamps. So we're first going to be using this one. I just love these Paisleys. I'm a big Vera Bradley fan, so this is my favorite set, I think mostly because of that. So we're going to tap, tap, tap. You want to make sure that you have your piercing pad underneath, and we're just going to go to town. You want to stamp this all over. You don't want to do it too much because, as you can see, we need to fit a lot on here. So I'm going to do about 4 or 5 of them. So let's do that. Okay, next we're going to be using the Melon Mambo. And we're going to be using this circular flower looking stamp. So this is basically a collage. So what you want to remember about a collage is it's okay if you make some oopses because you can cover them up with another stamp. You do want to move the paper around or move the stamp around to really make it look like a collage. So with this one, you can see I kind of changed the way it was rotated. So we're going to do this in Melon Mambo and do the same kind of thing. Put 4 or 5 on it. Next we're going to do the flower, and this I'm going to do in Delightful Dijon, and I do a lot of this flower on this card. Another thing, a tip about collaging, is that you want them to overlap. You don't need them all to be perfect. Okay, now we're going to use rich razzleberry, and we're going to do this circular stamp. Now, I'm going to use rich razzleberry again. We're going to do this little flower, and this is just going to be a little accent that'll fill in some of these empty spots. Okay, and there we go. Look at that, we have made our own designer series paper. I just love this card because it's my favorite stamp set, but also because every single person's is going to be different, which I just love about a card. Okay, now we're going to stamp our sentiment. So get out your extra piece of Very Vanilla that you have. Get out your sentiment, which will be, you could do any sentiment you want, but I'm going to do this Thankful, Grateful, Blessed from the stamp set, Paisleys and Posies. So again, let me tell you really quickly, this stamp set is right on my website, Paisleys and Posies, and you can get it for 10% off by getting the stamps and these amazing framelets. So look at the detail on these. It is really worth it, and you get 10% off, so you're getting a great deal. But look at that detail. It is totally worth it to get framelets if they're offered with the stamp set, because you get the sale price and you do not want to have to fussy cut all that, and you wouldn't be able to get that detail with fussy cutting, especially on this stamp set. So definitely it's worthwhile. So take a look on my website, stampinwithmadelyn.stampinup.net. If you're looking for a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator, so let me know. All right, so we're going to take that sentiment that we have. I'm going to do it in Dapper Denim. Make sure your stamp is fully inked. All right, and there we go. If you don't like how it comes out the first time, not a big deal. You can flip it over. That's why the paper has two sides. You don't have to worry about making a mistake. You can just do it again. Okay, so now that is done. Okay, so now we have this strip of rich razzleberry, and I wanted to add a little pizzazz to that before we put it on the card. So in this card, I hope you can see, I used the Petals embossing folder. So this is Petal Burst, and it is embossing folder on the Big Shot. So our Big Shot is a die cutting machine, but it also does these folders which press a design into the paper. So I love these embossing folders because they just give life to regular colored cardstock and give it that 3D effect that is really special. So we're going to be using this. So this is exactly what it says. It's a folder. So both sides have this pattern in it. One is up and one is in, so that when you put the paper in, it'll get that push design in there. So we just want to center this, and we're going to roll it through the Big Shot. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Look at that. Such a cool design. So you can see one side has like the ins, and this is the popped out design. All right, so now all that's left is we put together this card. So look how quick that this card comes together. So get your adhesive. All right. We're just going to put down the rich razzleberry piece first. Be careful on the embossing folder paper that you put through, because sometimes if you're using a heavy adhesive, sometimes it will tear or bend. All right, so we're just centering this on the card. Press it down, and then let's put the sentiment on. And look at that, we have a finished, beautiful card. Isn't that great? I just love it. And this is a really nice card that you could mass produce. If you want to make a bunch of thank you cards, it's super easy because you could just have them all laid out and start going to town on them. Because most of stamping is just for the background, and it's really fun. So I think this is a great card, just for one thank you card or for a bunch of thank you cards. So again, you can get that set on my stampinwithmadelyn.stampinup.net. Follow me on Pinterest at Miss Madelyn, all one word. If you're looking for a demonstrator, please reach out to me. I'd love to be your demonstrator. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me. I love all the feedback that I get. Don't forget to subscribe. We are in the middle of swap madness, so my next video will be part 2 of 6 of my swap madness. I hosted an online swap that I'm mailing out on Friday, so then I'll be able to do the videos for you. So subscribe so you can keep up to date with all the fun videos that I'm putting out there for you. So again, I'm Madelyn from stampinwithmadelyn.stampinup.net. Keep stamping, stampers. Bye.